You don't owe anyone a dissertation for saying no. Let's talk about boundaries without over explaining. Welcome to day 23. I'm Dr. Nicole, and today we are removing the guilt and the long explanations from your boundaries. If you're someone who finds yourself giving a 5-minute explanation every time you say no, if you feel like you need to justify every boundary, if you apologize before, during, and after setting a limit, this is going to liberate you. Because here's the truth: protecting your peace doesn't require permission from anyone else. Let's start by understanding why exactly women feel compelled to over explain their boundaries. We've been taught that women should be accommodating, helpful, and available. Saying no feels like we're violating these expectations. So we try to soften the blow with lengthy explanations. Also, we don't want people to be upset with us. So we try to make our no more palatable by explaining all the reasons why we can't say yes. We worry that if we don't provide a good enough reason for our boundary, people will think we're mean, selfish, or worse, difficult. We also think that if we explain ourselves thoroughly enough, people will understand and accept our boundary without pushback. But here's what actually happens when you over explain: you end up inviting negotiation. You signal that your boundary is up for debate. You communicate that you're not confident in your decision. When you give someone a list of reasons why you can't do something, you're essentially giving them a list of problems to solve. They start thinking, well, what if we do it this way? Or what if I help with that part? Over explaining doesn't make boundaries easier, it makes them much harder to maintain. Here's what a healthy boundary needs, as this is what is called the soft boundary formula. It needs clarity, a calm tone, and consistency. That's it. Clarity means being direct about what you will and won't do. No vague language, no maybes, no I'll try. Just clear, simple statements. A calm tone means delivering your boundary without aggression, defensiveness, or apology. You're not angry about having needs, and you're not sorry for protecting them. Consistency means maintaining your boundary even when people push back, when they ask for exceptions, or try to make you feel guilty. Notice what's not on this list. What's not there is justification, apology, or debate. You don't need to justify why you have the boundary. Your reasons are valid simply because they're yours. You don't need to apologize for having needs and limits. Having boundaries is healthy. It's not something to be sorry about. You don't need to debate or convince anyone that your boundary is reasonable. It's not a negotiation, it's a statement of what works for you. Here's a mindset shift that changes everything. You're not asking for permission to have boundaries. You're informing people of what your boundaries are. Let me give you some simple, soft scripts that you can start using today. One is, that doesn't work for me. This is perfect for invitations, requests, or suggestions that don't align with what you want or need. I'm not available for that. You can use this for anything that would require your time, energy, or emotional bandwidth that you don't want to give. No, thank you. Sometimes the simplest response is the best response. You don't need to elaborate on why you're declining. This works for requests for help, favors, or commitments that you don't want to take on. Notice how short these are. Notice how there's no explanation, no excuse, no apology. Let me show you the difference. Over explaining looks like, I can't come to your party because I've had such a busy week and I'm really tired and I have to get up early tomorrow and I've been feeling overwhelmed lately and I just need some time to myself and I hope you understand and I'm really sorry. A soft boundary would be, I won't be able to make it, but thank you for inviting me. The second response is kind, clear, and complete. That's the most important part. It doesn't invite negotiation or make the other person responsible for managing your feelings about saying no. Here's a few more examples. Instead of, I can't watch your kids because I have so much work to do and my house is a mess and I'm behind on everything, say, I'm not available to babysit, but I hope you find someone. Instead of, I don't want to go out tonight because I'm exhausted and broke and I need to do laundry, you can say, I'm staying in tonight, but have fun. Short, soft, and done. Now, here's what might happen when you start setting boundaries without over explaining. People might push back, and actually, they will. They might ask, why not? Or what's wrong? Or can't you just do it this once? Here's how you respond: it just doesn't work for me. Or I've already decided. Or I'm just not able to. You don't owe anyone a deeper explanation. You don't need to prove that your boundary is valid. You don't need to convince anyone that your reasons are good enough. If someone keeps pushing after you stated your boundary clearly, that tells you something important about them. Healthy people respect boundaries. People who don't respect boundaries are showing you that they don't respect you, and that is their problem. Here's what happens when you start setting boundaries without over explaining. You feel more confident because you're not seeking approval for your decisions. You save time and energy because you're not crafting elaborate explanations. You train people to respect your boundaries because you're not inviting negotiation. Most importantly, you start trusting yourself. When you don't feel the need to justify every boundary, you're communicating to yourself that your needs matter, that your limits are valid, and that your peace is worth protecting. Here's your homework. I want you to practice saying no without explaining yourself at least once in the next 24 hours. Maybe it's declining an invitation, saying no to a request for help, or setting a limit with someone in your life that you know you need to. Use one of the scripts I gave you and notice any urge to over explain and try your hardest to resist it. Notice how it feels to keep your boundaries simple and clear. Remember, the people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries. The people who don't respect your boundaries are showing you exactly why you need those boundaries in the first place. Remember, protecting your peace doesn't require permission from anyone. Your boundaries are not up for debate. Your limits are not up for negotiation. Your needs are not up for approval. You can be soft and boundaried. You can be kind and clear. You can be loving and firm. Make sure you hit subscribe for day 24, where we're talking about healing the hyper independent woman. This is for every woman who's tired of carrying the world on her shoulders. Tell me in the comments, what's one boundary you need to set without over explaining? I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Dr. Nicole.